What's up? It is the Wolf, and I am back at it again with another review. Sorry the Punisher review took so long, guys, but it was holiday season. I've been sick. There's a whole bunch of shit going on, but anywhoozy, this show is the perfect source of blood, gore, and storytelling. It is not for the faint of heart, and if you have a queasy stomach, I recommend getting over it because this show deserves the attention of any Marvel fan looking to fill up on some great content before Black Panther drops in February. The Punisher holds no punches as it covers everything from PTSD to teamwork and military tactics. Load the choppers because this is my review of Marvel and Netflix's The Punisher. Okay, so as you guys know, I've started a new segment on my channel called Balls Deep Geek. That's where I talk in depth and have spoilers everywhere. So I do a video version of that. That'll be dropping not too late after this video. But go ahead and check out GeekETV.org for the actual review itself. It'll be up there after this video drops. Also, join the GeekETV Patreon if you want to be updated quickly. So, without further ado, here's my overview of The Punisher. Basically, The Punisher starts off and it shows us how Frank is dealing with PTSD on top of losing his family members. He's struggling to basically move on without them. And in the midst of this man struggling to move on without them, he is also trying to take out the rest of the killers or people involved with the slaying of his family. He comes across an ally in Micro, who is also on the run from the law, faked his own death, all kinds of stuff. And basically what happens is these two team up together to take out some evil people, including an old friend of Frank's. The story gets pretty chaotic, but that's all I can pretty much say without ruining it all together for you. So if you haven't yet, which you should have because it's been about a total of a month since this show came out, go check it out. And again, stick around for Balls Deep Geek if you want more in-depth conversations about the jump. Alright, moving up. Okay, The Punisher does a wonderful job of not just celebrating the American veterans' valor and tenacity, but also dive deep into the problems these veterans face when they return. To me, this was one of the major strengths of the show, even if it wasn't meant to be. The show covers a range of problems that affect military veterans, such as losing ligaments, PTSD, the job market, and so much more. In America, we love to say that we love our veterans, but there are so many that are homeless, on food stamps, or can't even find decent work because some of the skills they learned in the military, employers can't see how it can transfer over into regular everyday business. I feel like Marvel and Netflix covering these topics in the show made it feel more robust and fleshed out. It acted not only as a way to have a conversation about veterans' mental health, but also acted as an anchor to events that occurred on further down the line in the story. It shows that how life can be a domino effect, how one small decision could have serious repercussions, so it was definitely a treat to see. The gore was everything. I was expecting that from The Punisher. I know there were some people complaining, and my question is why? Frank is a former Marine on a killing spree because his family was murdered. For God's sake, his name is literally The Punisher. What were you expecting? I, for one, truly appreciated not only the attention to detail with the military tactics and how he approached these situations from a technical standpoint, but the blood and guts were very satisfying. If I wanted to watch Love and Rainbows, I would turn on My Little Pony. I'm thankful that even though people were complaining, Marvel and Netflix still brought the blood and body parts. There is no need to censor an anti-hero essentially declaring war on any and everything in his way. It wouldn't do his character justice. For once, kind of like Thor Ragnarok, I can actually say the supporting characters felt just as important as the main character, except for Karen. I really don't like Karen. I found myself really feeling for Lewis and his struggle to accept the fact that the country he fought for no longer cared about him. I felt for him on a deep level when the situation between him and his father began to deteriorate. Curtis was a great addition, since he always felt like the voice of reason for Frank, or at least a way for him to cope with the loss of his family. Curtis acted as a crutch, which is extremely ironic because he is missing a leg, but maybe that's why he's so great at it. Billy, well, to keep things pretty spoiler-free, since we do all the spoiler talk in the Balls Deep Geek segment, he was a character that I would consider a double-edged sword. His motives are understandable, but with everything that Frank Castle and the crew had been through together, I do think his actions brought a whole new dynamic to the show that really couldn't be ignored. Micro is also a great and hilarious addition. It's like having the bully and the nerd having to work together in a very tongue-in-cheek style. Like Ned says, everybody needs a guy in the chair. The final strength I would give this show is the story. It's convoluted, edgy, and full of tie-ins you will miss if you don't pay attention. As usual, Netflix and Marvel do an excellent job tying the storylines from newer shows to the shows that already previously existed. Although I'm not a fan of Karen at all, I guess I could say for one she was actually useful in the plot. The more I rewatched The Punisher to write this review, the more I noticed little things in it that a viewer wouldn't get on the first viewing. Paying attention to details is an important factor in the military life, and to see Marvel and Netflix execute this within the very fabric of their storyline was extremely enjoyable to watch. Watch it a couple more times. I promise you will notice a lot more to the story than you initially thought. The only weakness I thought the show suffered from was when Frank finally got the upper hand on Micro. For me, the show's momentum slowed down tremendously, and it got to a point where I stepped away from the show and watched Vikings instead. It took about a week to come back to it, realizing, oh wait, I still have to write the review, don't I? The show, for the majority of its run, truly isn't boring, but I do think between episodes 5 to 7 they take a seriously slow turn that can burn out a viewer after seeing nothing but endless action and explosions. Honestly, this is one of the few gripes I have with the Punisher series, but it was enough of a gripe to have me lower my score. I never truly got bored with the other Netflix and Marvel mashup series outside of Iron Fist, which I forced myself to watch. I think overall The Punisher is a solid show that has very few issues with it that I can think of. It was entertaining overall, and even with the dramatic slowdown of the storytelling, I still found it enjoyable. I do wish there was more development into exactly why Billy had such a drastic change in character, and his motives definitely didn't seem strong enough to me, but it did create the momentum in the story again. Frank Castle as a character was everything I was expecting. The story was solid, and his supportive system brought a realness to his world. Overall, I would give the Punisher series a 6.5 out of 10. Well, see, I can't even talk. There you have it. There is my review of The Punisher. I know it took forever. Sorry about that, but once again, I've been sick. It's holiday, and I'm planning a bunch of videos because I'm gonna be gone for a little while, but we will have a conversation about that before it happens. Alright, make sure you stay tuned for Balls Deep Geek, the Punisher edition. I'm excited to do that, and please remember to join the GeekETV Patreon, baby. Support your girl as she tries to continue to flourish on YouTube, and by flourish, I mean just afford to be able to do the gig. I appreciate you guys. You see all the free shit you get, I tell you every video. So go on and stop on by and get your name at the end of the video, kind of like these guys. Did you enjoy this review? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, and even though the wolf has got a scat, just remember, long live the wolf pack. Ooh, damn, I'm sick.